Hi there. I am recording our lecture for the week, even though it's like super awkward, because I need to show you some stuff as we talk about culture. So we're going to kick off what we're doing this week. It's a big project that I'm excited and kind of really actually sad that I don't get to see you do immediately, but I will be excited to see the results of it when we're back together. Like, what did I say it was? April 29th. So um, culture. Let's talk a little bit about what it is, the way that it works, how cool your professor is, because you're not going to judge me. You're going to be super curious and want to know more, and get you started on today's activity. So, okay, let me share my screen. I have taught on Zoom and stuff a million times. And like every time I go to click and share my screen, I have to be like, let me share my screen because it matters deeply to tell you what I'm about to do. I think it's so that I like don't press the wrong buttons. It freaks me out. I'll press the wrong button and like end everything. Okay, so culture. Um, I think did you see there's like four slides total, maybe five total. So kind of typical for me to barely lecture, but let's lecture a little. So when we're talking about culture, we are talking about a couple of different ways that it manifests. It manifests with like stuff, and then it manifests with like behavior. And so culture can be in relation to ethnicity, it can be in relation to possibly a country, it can be in relation to religious norms or something along those lines. But the two ways that it kind of happens is material. So the tangible, like the foods, the clothing, and all of that type of stuff, and then the like behaviors, the things that you can't necessarily like hold in your hands. So, um, the way that you are supposed to act, the norms, a lot of times can be kind of cultural norms. So the stuff and the behavior. And so when we are looking at culture, the thing that is going to be kind of a theme in the activity that you're doing is that if you're judgmental, there's a fancy word for it. It's called ethnocentrism. Like if you're judgmental about what somebody else's culture does, you're being ethnocentric. So what I can't even say it now. Ethnocentrism says is you think your culture is better, right? So the kind of the moments like for some reason somebody were to offer you the delicacy, like just the most delicious food that they consider just amazing. And it's, I don't know, like chocolate covered cockroaches, right? And you're like, oh, gross. You're being ethnocentric, technically, right? You're judging and acting like your food is superior to that culture's food. So we do this all the time that we kind of are judgy, right? And so when you do that in relation to culture, it's called being ethnocentric, and you don't want to do that. Instead, what you want to do is be culturally relative and be curious and want to like learn more about it. And maybe you don't want to dig in and eat a whole plate full of chocolate covered cockroaches. I don't even know how I came up with that particular example, but you're curious. I mean, maybe you'll try it, but I don't know. But you're like respectful about it, even if you don't try it. So, understanding that we have variations in culture and trying not to make judgments, instead, trying to learn. The other thing I want to kind of bring up, and this is intended to be humorous, what you're seeing right here, but the idea of subcultures. So, this is just kind of a chart showing you some, but you all have subcultures. Those of you who totally know everything about makeup, subculture. Those of you who totally know everything about cars, subculture. Sports, subculture. Like, you know the teams, you know the lingo, you know the plays, you know the fouls, you know the whatever it is, right? And when you find that person that has that same love of sports or makeup or cars or something like that, and you're like super excited to share, it can be really, really exciting. So think about what subcultures you might be a part of. And a lot of times it's kind of based on like hobbies and interests. So I'm going to pause there for a second and stop sharing my screen so that I can take you through my like subculture. You ready? Okay. So what you see, like this is like the school side of this little room that I'm in, and I'm on another desktop computer, so I can't turn this around and show you. But I have like a counter that I'm standing at. That underneath the counter is like three. I think I can pull out one and show you. All right. Okay, here we go. I have like these three drawer units. They're tall. Um, and they're all filled with something. I'm not going to show you everything because you don't care, but I will show you a little bit of it. Okay, now I can't get it back. Okay, ready? This is why I'm recording a lecture so that you can see the things I'm talking about. What's that? I think it's a glue stick. Who cares? What's that? You know, it's Scotch ATG 714. You're not judging me because you would be being ethnocentric if you were judging me. Like, what is that? Why do you have that? I'll keep going. I'm like, gonna pop up in a second all of a sudden out of nowhere. What's this? Could that possibly be used for? Her? This is you can't totally see me right here. This is my drawer of pattern paper and cardstock and stuff. It's all in rainbow order. I think I reorganized it last summer. Makes me super happy. You catching on to what my subculture is? See what I just did? The corner rounder. Did you know that you needed to have rounded corners on paper? If you're a part of my subculture, you would. Okay, last one. This one some people in class will know. Let's see. I'm picking out cute ones. I don't know, that one. Okay, know what that is. So, showed you the corner rounder. This is actually framing adhesive, but it's really, really good. It's acid free and it's really, really good. Like washi tape. Because that's what this is. It's washi tape. Because if you're going to have tape, it might as well be cute and patterned. Have you figured out what I do, what I like? Let me show you what I'm talking about a little bit. Paper crafting, or craftiness, or scrapbooking, or card making, or wrapping gifts, or just Christmas cards. Like, yeah, I love being crafty. Like being crafty and making something cute and colorful and having all my scraps of pattern paper in rainbow order and way too many craft supplies because I've been at this for many, many years. This is my subculture, right? That I now the secret's out. Some of you caught on to like my desire for everything to be cute and colorful because you see the way that my iPad is organized in class. But like this goes so far into everything in my life. And right now, as I'm explaining this to you, you're like, wow, that's so cool. Because if you're sitting there thinking I'm weird, what do you mean? You're being ethnocentric. And nobody wants to be ethnocentric. You want to be culturally relative and be like, I'm so fascinated by this. By all means, tell me more. So, okay, that's enough of all the crafty stuff. Hang on, I have one of those drawers open. I'm going to totally knock myself on it. Okay. Let's talk about what you're going to do. In the spirit of making things, because you know me and I kind of always have activities for you to like do something, you're making your own culture. I'm very excited for this. And like I said, I'm sad that I'm missing it. You are going to get, I think it's like 2 sheets front and back. Yeah, that's how it ended up being. Different questions. You have to figure out all kinds of things about your culture. Clothing, food, traditions, holidays, like holidays. And I will give you a hint. Whenever I've done this activity, students are like, I don't know, Halloween and like Christmas and like they only pick like 2 or 3 holidays. And I'm like, you could make up any holiday you want. It's your culture. Go for it. Um, Families, relationships, school, government, finances, money, all this stuff. You're figuring it out at all. You're going to need to name your culture, which I would recommend. Don't sit there staring at each other going, I don't know, what's her name? Just start. Start anywhere. You don't have to go in order. Pick whatever you want to start working on and then start filling it in different pieces, whatever like strikes your inspiration first. And then at some point, as you're going through, because of the themes or whatever it is you come up with, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, this will be our name. Cultures don't have flags, countries do. But you are a superior culture, so you totally have flags. And so Nisdal is pulling out the art supplies. I left paper. And so you're going to be drawing a flag for your culture too. So you are making, it's like DIY culture, coming up with all the different things. And here's the thing, and trust me, some students, I'm not encouraging you per se, But they have pushed this. Um, Technically, I guess nothing's like weird, right? Because if somebody's like, well, that's weird, and you're being ethnocentric. So I would say kind of the one thing that's off limits, like don't get super dark, creepy, don't hurt people. But other than that, be as quirky as you want because it would be terrible to be ethnocentric. And so therefore, we will be culturally relative and we'll be really, really curious about all of your culture stuff. So, um, here's the thing. If you find as you're doing this that you have questions or I wasn't clear about something, although I'm at Cal State Long Beach, I'll have my phone. Ask Miss Dole. She can totally text me and I can get in touch with all of you and make sure that I've answered stuff so that it's clear enough. And then, like I said a couple of times, I think already, I will be very excited to see what culture stuff you've come up with when I see you again in the end of April. So, okay, honestly, I like will miss you because I have fun with you all. So be good without me. Make an awesome culture. Have a really, really good week. And I will talk to you soon.